Welcome back to my Minecraft Forever world, where I am building a medieval fantasy kingdom that spreads across the entire world. Since the last video, I have done so much work, including expanding the starter base, starting the main city that will dominate the starting area, and planning out an entire castle that will oversee the entire kingdom. In today's video, I want to focus on the city, as I have so many builds that I cannot wait to bring in to this world. But first, I have to collect a lot of resources. This should be all the resources that I need in order to build the 5 buildings that I am planning to put into this city today. However, before we do any building, I want to fill in another map, because in this world, I want to use the maps to be able to track the progress of the entire world, building a massive castle eventually to store every single one. Now, my last map was made on day 230, just after I left YouTube for the 3-month break. And today, I want to track how much I have done off camera, and then hopefully be able to see a massive jump between now and the next map. So as I just said, I want to use the Minecraft maps in order to track all the progress that I make inside of this world. This idea was in fact inspired from Flip's world, because I absolutely love that world so much and that YouTube series. That is definitely a main motivator for this series, and I want to copy what he has done with his maps to be able to track the entire progress of my world. So the second map is now done, and as you can see, there isn't too much difference like actually seen, because the majority of the work that I have done over the past 2.5 months, I'd say, is primarily resource gathering and actually planning my new builds in the test world, which are the new builds that are going in today. However, we are now going to have to expand the size of the map, I believe. I think that after this one, right now we're doing 4x4. I think for the next map, we go to 5x5, and that will be the first map that will be put up in the castle. Obviously, these two will also go into the castle. However, the first one dedicated when the castle was made will be the third map, which I'm hoping to do at the end of August to early September, to see how much I can do in this 2.5 months where I can really dedicate my time to Minecraft, to this world, to this channel. But anyway, now is time to go off and actually start building the new houses inside of my city. And yes, I have noticed that my armor is not connected to my avatar. That is one of the bugs that has come with Vibrant Visuals, because it only came out on Tuesday and I'm recording it just under a week later. Now, the first build that I want to work on is actually finishing off this one with the roof. But the first house I want to create is actually the one over here. Now, I know that might seem a little bit weird because I've got these two to fill in from the houses I'm currently building. However, this house right here is sort of like a tavern sort of build, and it is my favorite build that I have ever done. I absolutely love it so much, and I really want to make it in this world, get it in there, show you guys what it looks like, because it is the best build I have ever made. I'm saying it now. It is such a highly detailed build. I really love it, especially when the other ones come in. I also have to plan out the spacing for another build that is going here, which I just realized I haven't got any resources for, so I'll go get them later. But for now, I'm going to start with this house right here, my favorite house that I've ever built. Okay, so the first building is now done. As for the interior, it is completely empty on the inside right now. That is because I do not have an interior designed, and I also just want to fill the city as much as possible with the exterior buildings. But I will get to the interiors eventually, maybe, if I can be bothered. Now, as for the walls, they're looking a little bit flat, like this wall here and this one on this side. The reason there's no detailing on these two sides is because there's going to be two more buildings being squashed between this main build. I have one here, which I actually haven't got any resources for, but it's the one we're going to be doing next. And then also I have a tower to be going here and another building here, which are the ones I really want to get done. But right now, I need to get the roads coming through here. And what I also want to do is come around to the back of these buildings here, because what I want to do is build sort of like this main sort of back street that runs up and around to the main level of the city to be up there. And that is going to require a lot of resources. And I think we have to get started with that now. And then hopefully, once I have that all planned out, I can also start on the building that's going at the back of here as well. Now, also, let me guys know, let me know, guys, what you think of the vibrant visuals. Obviously, I don't have it on right now. I have been putting it on and off throughout this video, mostly because, as I mentioned in a previous clip, the armor is completely bugged with vibrant visuals right now. And also, I don't know how I feel about it. I do feel like some of the colors are a little bit oversaturated. And when you do look at the front of my buildings, especially Blackstone, you can definitely see the textures need to be improved. So right now I don't have them on, and I might just keep them on for the actual, time lapses. But anyway, I want to go and get the roads coming down here done, and then focus on sort of like the town square, little enclosed section that's going to be going around here before going on to this main tower, which will hopefully bring a little bit of height to this city. So that is not what I ended up doing. While we did build the foundations for the back street, I have completely changed my plans for that area. When I originally recorded this video, I planned to do a load of buildings going along that cliff face going up towards the main road. However, after finishing this project, I decided to actually change the plans and turn it into a sort of market area, which I decide to talk about more later in the video. So obviously I still did all the roads, all the planning, but I think it's a good way to show that your plans don't always go the way you expect them to in Minecraft. If you've built something and you just have this other idea come in, sometimes it's a lot better than your original idea. So don't always plan all the way through your builds, because then you definitely hinder all the fresh ideas that come to your mind later down the line, like the idea of turning the back street into an enclosed town square area, which is what I decided to do later. Moving on to the tower, this build quickly became my favourite building in this entire city. And I came into this build with basically no plan. All I knew was the layout of the build, and that means I built the structure out of orange concrete in a test mold. The rest of it all came to fruition right here, as you can see. And as I went further up this building, I wanted to make it look sort of like further down below, it was all old with the moss, and then as you got further up, it became more and more modern, more clean, if you'd say, as the moss couldn't quite get up to the top anymore. And then right at the top, I went through two designs. This is the first one. I unfortunately didn't film any footage of the second version, but I think that the top of this building is the best I have ever done. What it is just two arched windows going around the entire thing, and it just looks so good. Then obviously going on to the roof was definitely the hardest part of this build. I have built a roof before on another tower, and it had gone very wrong, let's say, and compared to this one, the old tower is absolutely dreadful and the roof goes well off. But on this build right here, the roof was absolutely amazing. I think this might be one of the best roofs I've ever built. I had to do a detail around the top of the roof just to make sure it didn't look too flat, too 2D. because that was a problem I experienced with the first tower that I did back in April or May time, somewhere around that sort of time. As you can see, building this roof was a hassle. I did have to go off the references from what I've built in test worlds to make sure I got everything correct. And at the end of the day, this tower looked absolutely amazing. So as I was doing the finishing details on this tower here, when I suddenly had a really good idea, I think, as to what I can actually do inside this tower. Obviously, I don't think I've actually told you guys this yet, but I want to have storage rooms spread across my world. Right now, I have my mud storage right here in this building, and it is designed to be sort of like a mud factory. As you can see, it's indicated by the crane here lifting a mud brick either out or into the cart to be exported or put into the building. And I was thinking here, around this city, I have a lot of decoration, especially on this building here. As you can see, I've got flower pots, I've got campfires, glowberries, vines, azalea leaves, all that to really make this building come alive. And I absolutely love the detailing on this build. So I was thinking, how about I make the tower the foliage storage room? So like putting in all the flowers, all the leaves, stuff like that, and putting it into this tower. And then up here on this little platform that's coming down to just for some sort of decoration, I can put so like leaves and vines, and they're sort of like coming down from the base of it. I think it might look really, really cool. But this building, I absolutely love this tower. I went into this build without any plan for it at all, really. Obviously, this one here, I'd already designed it in my test world. Same for this sort of like square area here. Every single build so far in this city has been built in a creative world first, apart from that tower there, as to why it looks so terrible. And that one there, again, as to why it doesn't quite fit into the rest of these buildings. But this one, I had no plan at all, just some block colours. And it has turned out really, really good. Right at the top, I had no idea what I was going to be doing at all. I had it sort of like structured, and that was it. So I think this is a really good build, because I had no idea as to what to do inside or to do with the actual design. So up here, as you can see, I'm still detailing it. I'm going to have foliage storage wrapped around here, and then maybe something up at the top as well. But there are a few more things I need to get done in this video. And that includes finishing off this street here. I have 2 more buildings on that street to actually be built. Obviously, I have to finish off this one and put the roof on it because the roof isn't there yet. I have this one here to fill in this massive gap. And once I've filled in that gap, this street will look really cool. And then the one to the left of this building here, which I haven't even got resources for yet. So this video might still take a little bit longer to record to what I've actually done so far. But this city, I really love. I do think, actually, that the, what's it called? This tower that I've just done is really what brings it together. Because up until now, that didn't feel like a city. But now I've got 2 towers. That looks amazing, this one. This one looks terrible now. But I'm not going to tear it down because I can't be bothered to. But this one just looks superb. And I'm going to have so many more of these dotted around the city. But anyway, I'm going to get back to building because I really want to get this video done, hopefully by the end of the day, and then start editing it. So I'm going to get all of this done, 2 more buildings in, and we'll see where we are. I might even go for more buildings and actually plan out the ones that are coming along the front here. But I think this is turning out to be a really, really cool city, and I cannot wait to keep building in this. And there we go. All the buildings are now complete on this road. And this site right here is really sort of giving me the chance to understand why planning every single detail in your Minecraft world before building sometimes isn't the best idea, because I absolutely love this sight line here from this road. And right now in my planning world, I have this entire section planned out to have 2 or 3 buildings thrown in here, which will completely block off this street here. So what I'm thinking is I might actually change my plans and just build in this world, because what I want to do now is build sort of like a custom park area here, just a little recreational area, because I know this is a medieval city and it does look like a very dirty city, but I still want it to look really, really appealing and all that stuff. So I'm hoping to build maybe like a custom pond like I did up by the starter base with some custom trees around here, making this look really, really nice. And again, another place where I think my plans aren't quite sufficient for what I want to do anymore is back here at the back of this, because this looks like a really developed town square sort of area. And I was watching some videos on a new game coming out on Steam called Town to City, which is like really relaxing, building a city, and it's all like Italian sort of style. And I was just thinking, instead of building a bunch of houses along this cliff face here, which is what I currently have planned, I have one really big, really highly detailed build planned out here. I actually want to turn this section into sort of like a marketplace around the back here, facing right up to the cliff, and then still have the road leading up to the main level of the city, which I will be planning out properly at another time. But anyway, guys, that is it for this first video back inside of the Forever World. This video has actually taken a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. I didn't realize how highly detailed these builds were and how long it takes to collect so many of these resources, especially when I have to travel thousands of blocks to get any of this stuff. But if you guys did enjoy this video and are excited to see what I have planned for the Forever World from now on, then make sure to subscribe. I really want to get to monetization by September. I'm going for it. I think we can get there. So make sure to subscribe. I have been Emerald Lord, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.